Hi guys, Vino here and welcome to this little Vino Plunk production. And in front of me I have the HP X2 Pro 612G2. It is a mouthful of a name, but let's log into this. 3578. Oh, I've just said my code out loud, but oh well. It wants me to pick an account for that. But I thought I'd do a little video on this laptop tablet hybrid because there's not many videos on YouTube about this, to be perfectly honest with you. From what I can see, there's a few from HP Italy from what I could make out, but most of the videos on YouTube are not in English. For starters, they tell you how to upgrade the SSD in the back of the tablet, but don't tell you how the thing performs, how it works, how it just generally functions. So I thought I'd go through with that. So this particular one, if we go to this PC and we load up the properties, let's look at the specs of this particular model. So this particular model has a Core i5 7Y454 clocked at 1.2 gigahertz and 1.67 gigahertz respectively. That probably means it will turbo clock to that speed, potentially. I actually don't know exactly about turbo clocking and turbo caching, whatever the wording is, but all I know is if we go to device manager now, that this is a dual core processor with 4 threads. It does have hyperthreading on it. So if you come down to processors on this screen and we have a look, you can see there are 4 threads there. So 2 cores, 4 threads. There we go. And this particular model has a 8 gig of RAM. The screen is a 1920 by 1280 screen. It has a backlit detachable keyboard. We got the stylus. I think this is called the HP Active Pen. I think it's called something along those lines, but that's that bit of kit. It might actually say what it is if I take it out on the... Does it say it on the... No, it doesn't. I thought it said it on the pocket cap here, the pocket clip. No, it just says established 1939 in California. That's what it says. But yeah, I think this is called the HP Active Pen, something like that. But this works really well. I can show you quickly if it decides to focus. You can just go, whoop, there you go. It works really well. It loads up. You know, YouTube videos really well. We pop into one of my videos just quickly, my channel. There you go. You can see it loads really quite nicely. Let's look at my Back to the Future video. You can go to, we'll pause it. We can go to 1080. That's the maximum this screen could do. And you can see that it performs quite well. You can come up to full screen and there we go. Not a single problem, and to me that looks pretty damn good if you ask me. You still performs rather well. Yes, it sometimes takes a while for some of these elements to load in, but as long as you're patient, it's perfectly usable for some YouTube. I've used Discord on it. It really is a nice bit of kit. So what I'm going to do now, if I can do this with one hand, it could be interesting. We're going to, so it has the back of it has this stand. There we go. The screen is 12 inches, by the way. It has this metal stand that comes out the back. That has one, it can be positioned anywhere, but it sort of stops in this position, and you can push it past that position and put it in these positions. And once you put it past that initial indent, it does get a lot stiffer. So these positions, whereas from here to here, it's a bit looser, but from here all the way to here, it's a lot stiffer. So any of those positions are usable, and that's really cool. And it does have some little extra bits on the bottom here for feet, and has a bit of foam padding here, so when you put it onto the actual frame itself, which is plastic, it doesn't damage it too much. There is a camera there, so that's the back. We're going to move on over to the front, and I'm going to see if I can detach this keyboard with one hand. So there we go. You can detach the keyboard. There you go, and then you've got the tablet interface for this, obviously. The only thing I will say, and I'm not sure this is just me being stupid, but anytime I click into a text field to get text up, I can't get the virtual keyboard up. Probably a me problem, to be honest with you, because I haven't used Windows 11 much as a touchscreen operating system, so that's probably a me issue, but it is a little bit annoying that when it goes into... I did have a Lenovo Duet 3i that I ended up selling to my mum and sister, actually, and that, when you detach the keyboard, went into tablet mode, which means if ever there was a text field and you tapped on the text field, it would pop up with the virtual keyboard, but for some reason it doesn't do that. It's a very powerful magnet on the bottom. You just bring it up like so. There you go, and it connects, and there's a secondary magnet there, so you can get that bit of clearance on the bottom. I'll show you that 2 moments. Bring out the stand, and I can show you. There you go. There's an extra magnet here that allows that better clearance. You can either have this flat on your surface, or you can bring it up, and there's an extra magnet there, so you've got a bit of rise out of the keyboard. Keyboard has all of the standard functionality. You can bring your brightness up and down. You've got your keyboard backlight settings. You've got answer and reject calls. Your function buttons are up there as well. You've got your shortcut buttons, so you can duplicate this screen and all that kind of stuff. Is this calendar? It's got like that symbol on it. I wonder if it was a calendar of some description. So yeah, standard buttons. Chiclet style keyboard. I love chiclet style keyboards, so that's very much a good for me. Let's bring up the... Oh, I'm actually going to move away from that for a moment, because I just realised that I was doing something different, shall we say, with the there you go. So you move on to here, and you can, if we go, the handwriting recognition is pretty damn good. Well, not handwriting recognition, but the doodling is pretty good. Hello. How are you? I'm going to cheat. There are some extra buttons on the stylus that I haven't quite worked out what they do. I mean, if I press this and press and hold one of the buttons, it does that. But I'll need to look up the exactly what this pen can do online, potentially, to see what all these... There's a button on top here, and there's 2 buttons there. I know that on the desktop, these act as a right click and a left click, and I don't know what this button does. But also, if you get close to the screen, it automatically switches from cursor mode to doodling mode. But you can also, of course, so that means you can, with your finger, you can move the screen if you need to, but as soon as the cursor gets close enough that it notices it, then it would start to activate for doing doodling and using the stylus. So I want to do a little quick video just to show people the basic capabilities of this little laptop. I must say that over the last 2 or 3 years, give or take, I've gone through 3 or 4 different these styles of laptops or tablets or hybrids, whatever you call them, and I haven't been impressed, to be honest with you. The Duet 3i was good, as long as you didn't do anything too extensive with it. Threw Discord at it, and it was like, nah, I don't want to do Discord. So this is actually pretty damn good for the specs. I got it for £120 off Facebook Marketplace. You can get it for around that if you're shopping on the internet, on eBay, you know, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, stuff like that. That's about the price you'd pay for one of these hybrids at the moment. But just wanted to do a little video on this little thing. Yeah. Until next time, guys, please take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ra.